What's going on, guys? My name is Colby, and today we're going to be talking about anxiety and driving. This is my drawing of a car.
Very poorly drawn, but it'll make do.
So for me, my first place I ever actually had an anxiety attack was while I was driving in the car, and I find that is my trigger, and it was my trigger for the longest time. And it just, every time I would get in the car, I'd get scared and be like, am I gonna have an anxiety attack? And that would cause more anxiety and more anxiety. It just builds up as you think about it and are afraid. And there's a lot of other people that deal with anxiety and driving, and for them, it can either be internal fear that they're gonna lose control, that's what I feel, or they're afraid that of everybody else driving past them is gonna hit them. There's so many different factors that go into it, but for me, it is me internally losing control. That's what I fear, and me becoming a hazard on the streets in this 3,000 pound vehicle that could potentially kill me and many other people. And so basically, when I start having these anxiety attacks, I start feeling that feeling in my stomach, and I'll start telling myself like I need to pull over, or I'll start coming up with creative things in my brain of what could potentially happen. And it sucks, it really sucks, because it's basically making me more anxious and making these thoughts are turning into reality in my brain, and it's just not true. The thoughts are just thoughts, they're not the truth. So basically, when I'm driving, what really helps me is listening to podcasts. That's my main number one thing I do, is I put a podcast on, I focus on driving, and I focus on listening and gaining knowledge. And what this is gonna do is it's gonna allow you to focus on the knowledge and get your brain off all these stupid negative thoughts, and it's also gonna gain your knowledge in other aspects. So you can I listen to stuff on business, on success. You can listen to stuff on anything, like health, wellness. And also what I like to do is to pray. I pray usually right when I get in the car, and if I start feeling anxious, I'll pray like, God, please heal me. I don't know some of you may not be spiritual, but that sense of someone having your back and not being alone in this moment is very reassuring, and it makes me feel a lot more comforted in this moment. Obviously, another thing I like to do is my breathing techniques. I actually learned from a therapist that I was going to that you need to breathe out and get all the air out of your lungs before you take a deep breath in, because if there's already air in your lungs and you take a deep breath, it kind of puts it in hyperventilation mode. And so you want to breathe out first, breathe in, breathe out slow, and just like, it's obviously you can't just not think about the things, but there's strategies to implement, and there's ways to get your mind off of these racing thoughts, and eventually they'll just start getting easier and easier and easier. You just got to train your brain to stop thinking about these negative thoughts, and it'll just get easier. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. If you ever need someone to talk to, my name is Colby McMahon. My Facebook, you can find me at Colby McMahon, COLBYMCMAHON. Instagram is ColbyMC10, COLBYMC10, and that is the same with Twitter. If you need someone to talk to, DM me. Thank you guys so much for watching. God bless.
Don't worry, be happy.